Hello! I hope you are well. I have had my ups and downs, but I am good. I have so much to catch you up on, but yeah, the first video I tried to include just that first weekend, but I arrived into Japan on the 16th, explored Nagoya on the 17th, went to Osaka on the 18th, and then Kyoto on the 19th, and then training started on the 20th. So a lot happened my first few days in Japan. So in this video, I'm just going to focus on the arrival and exploration of Nagoya, and then the next video will be solely Osaka and Kyoto, which will still be a really long video. But I've almost already done all the editing for that. But anyways, things are going well. I never could have imagined a full-time job taking this much time out of your day. I've never had a full-time job before. So 40, 50 hours a week, maybe 60. No, it's like every spare moment. Any free time I've had has just mainly been FaceTiming with my family or Skyping with Will. So, and that's a few ways you can contact me. My phone number is completely useless. If you do want to FaceTime or iMessage, it is through my email. And I mean, just straight up emails work too, because then I can just answer them when I have time, which is very limited. And then Skype, you can hit me up for my Skype ID. I've been trying to get into Line more because that is the sole communication here in Japan, but that has been a little bit of a hassle, not gonna lie. And then there's Facebook, of course. Facebook is probably the easiest, but if we were to video chat, Facebook video chat is not very good, so I would want to Skype or something or another. So, yeah, that's for contacting me, which, again, for those of you who've contacted me, I'm so thankful for, and I'm so sorry about my delayed responses. It's just been ridiculous. If you haven't already subscribed and you would like notifications for when I post something, then just hit that subscribe button. This isn't for popularity, I really don't care, but if you do want to receive notifications, then I would subscribe, especially since I'm not going to be on a regular schedule like I thought I would. It's basically just going to be whenever I have time or whenever I have footage, which right now I have a butt ton of. So, anyway, without any further ado, please enjoy my arrival into Japan and my exploration of Nagoya. So this was my last few steps on US soil. The plane was actually really, really nice. The most awesome plane that I've ever been on.
About to leave the United States for a really long time. It's pretty awesome.
So this was really cool. On the back of the seat in front of you, it had this screen, and you could choose to see the entire trip, all of the distance and time that elapsed. I didn't want to bore you with the whole thing, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching the whole trip.
Bye, thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, thank you.
And of course, as you can probably see here, these are my first few steps on Japanese soil.
Welcome to Japan.
So I know this is really weird, but one of the first things I wanted to do in Japan was see a restroom. I had seen so much about it in YouTube videos and whatnot, all the different buttons that you couldn't read. And I also just really wanted to try out the bidet and the thing that took care of cleaning your behind. So I was so enthralled by like everything, And they had that little sanitizer there you put on toilet paper and wipe the seat. It's a heated seat. It was just awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed my first experience. So, in between that last scene of the first ever women's restroom I ever stepped into in Japan, and this scene, possibly the most stressful event ever in my whole life happened while I was, and didn't sleep on the plane very well at all. So, and I didn't sleep much prior to departure either. So, and I'm sure you can kind of see that in the Nagoya. Anyways, so um, Will was trying to speed up the process of getting us to Nagoya from Narita Airport, and I'm all like, oh, look at the Japanese Starbucks! Oh, Japanese restroom! Oh, just ADHD everywhere. And so he went to go get his JR pass that's just kind of all encompassing in Japan. And then I would just get a ticket to Nagoya later that I thought I'd be reimbursed for. No. Um, so this footage was actually taken whenever we were going to Osaka, but it's to give you a really good idea while I'm talking to you right now of what we went through. So I'm at the terminal getting tickets, and I didn't know which one, and there was a line, and so this dude comes over trying to help me, and I'm like, I don't know, and we don't have reception or anything, so it's not like I could just call Will and be like, hey, what does your ticket say? He's waiting over with our 300 pounds of luggage. And so I didn't have time to go over and get there because the dude said that the last train to Nagoya leaves in like 10 minutes. It was like 8:35 and it departed at 8:45, and we had to make it or we weren't going to Nagoya tonight. So I'm at the terminal and I'm all stressing out and I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure that. And somehow this ticket ended up being the same ticket for the most part as Will's. They were different cars. So, lots of luggage, 300 pounds total of luggage. I had a backpack, he had a backpack, and then his suitcase, two rolly backpacks, plus my plaid carry-on, and another rolly duffel bag. So lots of luggage that you see there. And um, sorry, this is just all so unreal. And we were just shoved onto like car 12 or something, and we had to be on car 3 or 4. I think mine ticket was for 3 and his was for 4. And so we're sitting down after putting our luggage up, and the conductor dude comes up and checks our tickets and is like, oh, you need to be in this car. And because apparently the train split, the shinkansen split. And so we were like, oh no. So we had to carry all of that luggage. I had his suitcase and one of my rolly duffel bags plus my backpack. And then he had 2 of my bags plus my plaid duffel bag plus his backpack. And we had to push it through at least 8 trains. You just went through 4 trains, okay? It was, I mean, I can't even tell you. But anyways, so we waited here to transfer to the next train to get closer to the hotel in Nagoya. The keys were a little bit different here. You had to actually give the key to the receptionist before leaving the hotel. I thought that was interesting. And here we are for the next week or so. Nice, cozy little hotel room. It came with slippers and the little robe things under the towels there. Also heated toilet seat with the bidet and butt cleaner. I figured out how that thing worked. I was very proud of myself. The tubs were super deep. I was surprised. Kind of westernized for us Americans or Western peoples. So yeah, nice and cozy. This was our average breakfast every morning. I loved it. And thus begins the exploration of Nagoya on the 17th of November. This area here was right outside of where I had training for Altea. This was a nice park nearby. And Will found this nice little spot here. So you know, of course, I had to try out the swings.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
2 or 3 floors, maybe small shops.
Bikes are everywhere in Japan. They are constantly dodging people. It's crazy. Here are parts of the menu of the very first restaurant that Will and I ate at in Japan, and that is what I got, and that is what he got. And of course we treated ourselves to a couple of beers after a long journey. And then freeze frame here, you put money into a machine kind of like this one and ordered your food, and they cooked it for you and brought it out to you. It was really neat. But this was probably the coolest place in Nagoya and definitely my favorite place. Club Sega Arcade.
Your favorite dating sim now has collectible cards and figurines.
Oh my gosh. There's so many machines. Oh, Nathan. Oh my god. I've not seen this many machines, like, ever. I tripped.
Yeah, cords everywhere. Super easy to trip. This place was just huge. Oh yeah, and pachinko or slot machines, super big in Japan. So yeah, found this Pokemon fighting game, loved it.
I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, now what? Okay, I've been
Oh, this guy just beat me up.
Oh wow, you're really pretty. Yeah, I'm dead. Get away.
No, don't hit him! Oh!
Yeah, so I kind of sucked at that game, but it was fun anyway. For the record, I actually was really awesome at that game at some point. He just didn't get it on camera. Yes, Will does have a cigarette. You can, in fact, smoke in Club Sega. What? I did get to shoot pool on November 21st. It was a Tuesday at this really cool joint called Shooters. I was stoked, but this is the first and only time so far. Check this. Dubbed Looney Tunes.
なぜ突き飛ばしたりするんだよ。同情させる気だね。まったくその手には乗らないからな。キッチンへ戻れってば。
So yes, training. November 20th through the 23rd. So much information. And I took a butt ton of notes. Like, ridiculous amount of notes. And I've gone over it a couple times. I won't bore you with all of the details, but there's a lot that I learned in those 4 days. But first, the apartment, car, and cell phone that I told you I would be provided. The car, here's a lovely picture of my car. Nice and compact, so I can squeeze through these really tight spaces of Japan, which more on that later, more on driving and everything. Ugh. There are 2 car plans. One is just the work only plan, where they pay for gas, but you just drive to and from school. And then there's the work plus plan. So the main school that I'm at on Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday mornings is like a 15-minute walk away. So I used to walk 15 minutes to school. And, so the work plus plan definitely was the better option. I've been able to go shopping and pile a bunch of stuff in my car and then drive back home. So that's way better option. So that's the car. The car is provided, but I pay for my own gas. But whatever, good deal. The cell phone that's provided. This is the cell phone that's provided. It reminds me of the cell phone that I had in 7th grade. But it's prepaid and just for calling in emergencies, calling my supervisor, and actually just used up the rest of my minutes. So it's a temporary phone. They expect you to get another one. And I'm dealing right now with, I just bought one, but I really don't want to pay 3,000 yen, which is basically $30, for 30 minutes. That just seems really ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out the phone, but regardless, that is just, it's just for work purposes, and anything else. I've got a data SIM card on my old phone here, so that's how I can do Line and Facebook, email, Skype. Well, I usually do Skype on the computer. But anyways, and then the apartment, so they basically do all the paperwork and everything of finding the apartment, and then they take the rent out of my salary. And the rent is like 43,000 and some change of yen, so it's about actually $400 a month, which really isn't that bad, especially since I'm making salary, making like twice as much as I was in the US, and I'm paying $150 less a month. So I'm still okay. And then gas, electric, and water apparently range from like $20 to $30 a month, and I pay that as well. So, when these things are provided, they are kind of to help you get on your way, kind of thing. So, wasn't quite expecting that. But, anyways, the schools, I am working at 3 different schools. One elementary school on Tuesday mornings for first, second, and third period, and then I have fourth period off, and I work at that same school, but the junior high school. They're like right across the way from one another. I work at that junior high school for fifth and sixth period, and then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Friday mornings, I work at another junior high school, and then Friday afternoons, I go back to the junior high school with the elementary school right across the way. So 3 different schools. The third period on Tuesdays can be first, second, or third graders, fourth graders maybe. I think there's a fourth grade one too. It's like different every week so far. But the first 2 periods are fifth and sixth graders. And then at the junior high schools, it's basically seventh, eighth, and ninth graders. And it's been a blast. I can't wait to go more in detail later on about the students. Obviously, I cannot film them, but the students definitely make the job worth it. When I'm staying up until like 2 in the morning working on lesson plans and stressing out about it, all the students want to do is have fun and talk to me. So they make me feel like a celebrity. I just have to tell you, I actually did have this girl come up to me, and she first wanted me to write my name on her hand, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And so I don't know what these things are called, but they put it in between pages in their notebooks, I guess, so it doesn't like go on, like bleed through to the next page or something. I don't know, but she wanted me to sign that, so I did, and I had 5 or 6 other girls come up to me wanting me to sign theirs too. And I was like, I mean, celebrity status. It was great. It was really great. Oh, and I just have to show you. Isn't my planner adorable? I was looking for the most perfect one, and this one it's got so much room to write stuff in, and then a cute little kitty, and there's stickers. Anyways, I was geeking out about that. There's so much to tell you. I will definitely reveal more in future videos, but this one is already longer than I meant for it to be. So I will see you next time.